So finally, the wait is over, Common Sense is here. Now this expansion has brought a plethora of new features to EU4, and one that I cannot wait to try out is the new fort system. It's gonna really completely change the entire game. Now the other big feature coming out of Common Sense is the idea of playing tall. Basically, they've limited provinces down to base tax, base production, and base manpower. And now, by spending admin, diplo, and military points, you can increase these values. So yeah, I mean, needless to say, that's a huge deal. You can really kind of shift around your strategy completely. And I mean, now there might be a legitimate strategy to play tall rather than, you know, just try to the normal strategy of just paint the map with your specific color. Now, obviously, I am playing with Savoy, and I've chosen this Italian nation because they're really tough, and they could argue that they've been slightly weakened since the new expansion and patch. So, you know, obviously I'm bordering France, one of the hardest nations, probably the hardest nations in the game, and that's the way it's going to be for the entirety of this campaign. I also have Austria to the east, and you know, they're the emperor, and obviously I want to expand as much as I can inside the HRE, but I don't know exactly if I want to step on their toes yet. I'm not sure exactly if I'm going to play the whole HRE game. Now currently Austria and France do not have themselves rivaled. They haven't rivaled each other. So what I think I might want to try out here is I think I might want to ally both of them. Now, I'm only allying both of them because I know that one of them more than likely is going to turn on me, and if I have the other, they can kind of cancel each other out somewhat. It really depends on if the Burgundian inheritance event does fire, and maybe it depends on if Austria gets some of these provinces or not. Now, Burgundy's been somewhat turned into France since the new expansion. As you can see, Burgundy now holds a bunch of well, actually, they only have one vassal, but they have multiple personal unions, whereas vice versa, France has just been kind of integrated. All those other vassals they used to start off with in at least the November 11th, 1444 start. Also, another big factor here is that France does not start off in the 100 Years' War. So I do have a fear in allying France early on because I know it's going to drag me into a few wars, and I don't really mind that. Austria, on the other hand, they seem to be, you know, Austria will somewhat probably, you know, drag me into a few wars. Nothing, I don't think, more than the usual with a nation of this size. France is a different scenario, though, because I know that more than likely, it depends. England's been doing some England as an AI has been doing some interesting choices in terms of their alliances. They've been allying, you know, Aragon or Castile, weirdly enough, and well, good thing they're rivaled this time. Let's see who. Okay, so yeah, they might rival Aragon, and it makes England significantly more powerful when trying to win the 100 Years' War against France. So I'm in a little bit of fear trying to ally myself with the Big Blue Blob, but I don't think I have any other choices, and I think it might be the best bet. So let's go ahead and just send it over their way, because I've got to try to stay as peaceful with France and as on good of terms, I guess you could say, with France for as long as I can, because more than likely this will change. All of a sudden, I'm not sure if it still works like that in this patch, but you know, that whole desires provinces modifier is just, oh my gosh. It's so painful because it will just come out of nowhere. Well, all of a sudden, you know, France will desire my whole country. I'm not sure if that is still a part of this game with the new expansion and patch, but we'll have to see. So let's go ahead and jump into this. We've got plenty of things to do. The one good thing about Savoy, though, is that we've got a lot of different choices of nations we can go to war with. I mean, we border, I don't know, close to, what, 6? We've got Genoa, Milan, Switzerland, Burgundy, Provence, and actually we can even go to war with Aragon, which I really, really want. I would love to. I don't think I want to now, you know, I was about to jump into formable nations. I'm not sure exactly if I'm going to form Italy. I've done that before, and I don't know, I just don't think that it's too easy to form Italy as Savoy. I don't think I'm going to, but we'll see. I'm not sure exactly. It kind of depends on what the campaign provides for me and exactly how I can show off the new expansion, Common Sense, and the new patch as well, the best way possible. So that's probably the strategy that I'm going to go for. So it looks like Burgundy has rivaled me. I'm going to rival them back, certainly, because I think I want to go to war with them. Because if I can get France on my side, then why not? That'll be an easy war to win. Provence as well, because again, I'd like to try to expand outside of the HRE. That way I'm not stepping on Austria's toes. And I don't mind, I don't mind rivaling Milan. I mean, that's what the developers kind of planned, is that there'd be a little bit more of like an equal opportunity for Milan when fighting Savoy, because technically Milan has better developed provinces. Their provinces are a little bit more developed, even though we have 6 provinces ourselves. So that's where that whole thing comes into scenarios, or I guess comes into play. And one province miners and those small nations aren't as weak as they used to be. They get a little bit more to their force limit, and we still have to talk about the whole fort system change and that whole thing, but that'll come up when we start the wars. Let's get up to our force limit. I'm gonna build 2 infantry and 1 cavalry. And let's go ahead and hire our new leader. What do we got? Oh my gosh. Not the best, but I expected it here in the beginning of the game. We don't have much army tradition, I don't believe. 8.9. I think we have enough money to hire a few advisors. One good thing I absolutely love is being able to retire a certain advisor so I can get a new one. That, needless to say, is amazing, because so many times you want that certain advisor, and then you obviously can't get it, and you just have to wait and wait and wait, and it's ridiculous. Okay, so what kind of events do I want to start it off with? I guess missions. I'm sorry, not events. What do you want? Improve prestige. Now, where exactly? Who is this? Yeah, well, I don't know if I'm going to go to war. It all depends on the alliances. That's the whole strategy with Savoy, is you kind of have to just play it by ear. You see what alliances form, which rivalries form, and then you kind of, pick off the weak ones, and you just, try to stay alive as long as you can. All right, so let's go and protect the Genoa trade node. I am in the Genoa trade node, so obviously I would desire to maybe pick up a few provinces from Provence, Genoa, Milan. And after I get my alliances, though, I really need to just immediately start fabricating claims, because, like I said, you have no idea who is going to be that nation. Okay, so here it is. We've begun the game, and I think that was the right thing to do. You really have no idea exactly what's going to play out as a Savoy game. You don't know what is going to go on around you. So yeah, I think that having as many fabrications as I can is extremely important. That way, at any point we can just jump into war with whoever we need. Okay, so I love this new, I guess this is part, I think, is this common sense only? But this is a new events for the Italian nations. So apparently, if we were going to get the opportunity of leaving the empire by 1550. Yeah, so unless of course the Kingdom of Italy. So unless all of the region of the Kingdom of Italy is part of the emperor, I guess the empire, before 1490, and they stay there until 1550, all the Italian states will have the choice to leave. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do about this. I might try to play as the emperor myself. Again, it just really depends. Savoy is such a versatile game. You can really do anything in this spot, in this certain position here. Okay, so this is my yes, I will go and accept my vassal's royal marriage offer. And yeah, I should be able to ally to, yeah, there it is right there. So there we go. So far the game is starting off pretty good. We've got 2 very strong alliances, and that's really all I need at this point. And I don't even need to, I'm not going to improve relations with them anymore. The next thing I want to do, okay, so Burgundy is allied to Castile. That's a pretty significant enemy, but if I can get France and Austria in, this would be a piece of cake. This would be an absolute piece of cake. Currently, France is not willing to join in. Now, why is that? Do you somewhat like Burgundy? Your attitude towards enemies wasn't as bad as normal. Wow, that's surprising. You actually have positive relations with Burgundy. Is that a normal thing? That seems strange. Well, whatever. Either case, I'm still gonna get the claim going. Let's go ahead and do it. Bam. Let's start that up, and then I would like to get a royal marriage with Austria, but I might just have them do it themselves. I feel a little bit lazy. Now, I want to fabricate claims on the nations that are the strongest currently. Aragon is only allied to Navarra and Portugal. That's not too bad. And again, we wait for Castile to want to break that up. But that's going to be tough for Castile to break that up with Portugal. Castile definitely won't be able to just roll over Aragon since they'll have to be fighting 2 fronts in Iberia. So yeah, let's go ahead and just fabricate the claim. Just to see. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure. So Sardinia looks like it was split up in 2 provinces. But there are no forts in this area. So it seems like I should be able to just walk in and take it that first month. I think that's how it works. I believe. No, I don't want to ally Genoa. Now, who is Genoa allied to? Hungary and Austria. Dang it. What about Provence? Okay, so Provence has no allies right now. The only scary thing about trying to expand anywhere but the HRE is I'm stepping on France's toes in turn. So, it kind of just depends on who I want to piss off more. Do I want to go into the HRE and make Austria upset at me? Or, I mean, eventually, if I steal Provence lands or Burgundian lands, then, France is not going to like that at some point. They will desire those provinces. I'm sure that it would be only really a matter of time. Okay, so let's combine these guys up. In terms of my king, I believe he's about 30 years old. Yes, he is. My heir is 10 years old. So I think I'll take the... Oh, no, I can't take the risk in the very beginning because 5 years in a regency, and the possibility of being in a regency for 5 years in the beginning of a game, in the beginning of a Savoy game, nonetheless, would be devastating. It would be pretty devastating. So yeah, no, I mean, I have the opportunity of developing these provinces right now. I could attempt to raise some base tax and maybe get additional manpower. Right now, my manpower is not too bad. It's not terrible. How is Milan doing in turn? Now, yeah, see, their capital is a lot more developed than even our own. We have very kind of spread out provinces compared to Milan's very focused, which is why, in the start of the game, I guess in the tooltip window, it says that it even says that Milan is more developed as an Italian nation. Now we do have, obviously our vassal, so that kind of makes things a little bit different. Although this province isn't that much stronger, but still, I mean, Milan is not going to be as much of a pushover. That capital, 11, 11, and then 8. Wow, that's pretty good. 2,200 manpower from that one capital province. Interesting. Okay, so is there any wars been broken out? No, not yet. England likes me. Yeah, no, nothing at all. I mean, I guess it's still in the very beginning of the game, so that makes sense. I'm sure there'll be some wars broken out after our fabrications finish up. As you can see, the Italian peninsula has been pretty much all changed. We have the Papal State controlling a lot more power, pretty much locking off Naples. So if Naples ever does, in fact, gain their independence, or I guess Naples do, in fact. I don't know. My pronunciation is terrible today. Jeez, or my grammar. Well, when is it not terrible though? Come on, let's be honest with myself. Come on, Drew. So, I mean, if Naples ever does gangs, if this nation were to gain its independence, it's gonna have to go through the Papal State if they want to expand up north, and they're not a pushover. The Pope is not a pushover. You also have Urbino losing some provinces. And a few new nations forming in this part of the region. Okay, is there any other missions? No, I don't want to take that mission just because I don't. Well, I mean that might be. Ooh, you're allied to Milan. See, now we're in a sticky situation. Switzerland isn't allied to anybody, so maybe we want to grab them. But again, we got to be careful there, especially because there's only one nation in between myself and Austria. I don't think I want to border both France and Austria. That doesn't seem like the best plan. Okay, so Provence has declared war on the Papal State. Now, did Milan join in on their side? They didn't. I guess they didn't call them in. Probably not. I mean, they probably thought they could do it with just one province next to them. The QQ declared war on the AQ. AQ seems to have gotten a little bit more power since I previously notice. No, I don't think so. I could try to get on a good relationship with the Pope, but I'm not sure if I want to do that just yet. We'll see. Okay, so we've got our Casus Belli against Burgundy. Again, if we have both of my allies joining in, see, France is not willing to join in yet. Why? I don't think I want to just do it. Yeah, with Castile there, that does not seem like the best situation. Because I don't know. Well, I mean, how does France feel about Castile? They've rivaled each other, so it's possible that they might not. Well, I guess we might as well wait. More than likely, Castile is going to break out into war at some point. Then we just take the chance and go to war with Burgundy. Austria, you know, in our east, more than likely will be enough to take down Burgundy. Or we might kind of wait for the right opportunity to go after them. But we'll see. Let's continue to fabricate some more claims. Hungary, Austria, yeah, so that's not going to happen. Let's definitely go one for Switzerland. Yeah, let's go one Switzerland and, actually, which one? Yeah, that's a good province to fabricate on. And how about Milan? Besides Provence and Tuscany. Again, if my allies join, it won't be a problem. So I don't need to be worried too much. I would love to grab their capital, and now you can ask for their capital. Even, you know, before, for the entirety of this game, you couldn't fabricate a claim on a capital. You also couldn't ask for a capital until it was down to a one province minor. That was so annoying, unbelievably annoying. This is gonna be huge for like strategies in expanding. Obviously, capitals usually hold the most amount of power, certainly the most amount of development now. Okay, so what do we got? No, I don't want to ally to Brittany. I don't think so. I don't think so. And am I at my naval force limit? Yeah, I am. Hey, but I can grab a hold of probably another infantry unit. I'm pretty close to, I think the tops, the max I can go. Yeah, I am pretty close to the max I can go with knights. So I want to be careful there. Ireland's broken out into war. A little bit. A small war. And who's joining in? Oh, Lorraine, that's their personal union guy coming over here. Jazz declared war upon Yemen. We'll see. I'm just waiting for. I want to wait for those other wars to break out before I do anything myself. I'm trying to play this as opportunistic as I can. And again, to be honest, I don't even have to do anything. We could seriously play this campaign as a tall, you know, Italian state and try to go for that HRE. You know, try to become the emperor of the HRE at least, and try our best to, you know, keep it together, form the empire. We'll see. Again, there's so many different opportunities we have with this campaign, and I will take into considerations, of course, from you guys in the comment section. So, I mean, that obviously is usually something that I try to keep in mind at all times whenever I try to play any campaign in any game. Always trying to kind of see what your guys' opinions are and what strategy you guys think I should go for. So this is perfect. I haven't really chosen anything yet, but I have a lot of opportunities here. So let me know in the comment section below where you think I should take Savoy in this certain campaign. And if you like this series, please consider leaving a like. It helps out tremendously. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you guys tomorrow.